Hello boys, my name is Yoshi and welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. We left off collecting the last of the 4+ weapons in the Colon's Island map, and I guess I'll briefly show that, yeah, they're all cleared. And now it's time to move on to the Termina field map and not necessarily collect weapons here, but we're gonna actually do something different. So, now that I've gotten the 4+ weapon grind complete, there's actually something different I want to do altogether, and I will also show that off too. So, yeah. Other than that, though, we have to help those in need at the moment. But that's about it. Nothing much else to do other than do that. But the biggest thing here is I want to try and unlock a grind mission before the end of the next episode. Otherwise, my characters will be kind of weak in the upcoming events. So that is what I'm going to try and do. We need to use Phi, and we also need to go more into our other bizarre stuff as well. So it's time to Apothecary once again. This time going for, I did see if we did KO skill or not, so we're gonna start from KO skill 1 and go down. And then do everything else. I already did Item Power Up off screen, so I could skip that, I guess, but basically the goals of this video is to try, next video set, is to try and unlock Termina Field's grind map as soon as possible. Because it's better and more efficient for XP grind in general, and we'll be using it a ton anyways to get tons of experience rather quickly. Of course, it has its own difficulties due to forcing solo characters, which is probably I think that was gonna happen anyway. Beyond that, all we need is a pot in the enemy base for the fairy food, and the ranch skirt in North Settlement, which is actually up topwards in a different area. And we also have to defeat other enemies as well. Alright. So that means the only two keeps we really need to take, other than the main ones, are North Settlement, and in enemy base there's a pot as well. So this is going to be another easy one to do that'll take much time at all. And really, we should be more worried about the troop kills. We need 1200 to get, as usual, for the A rank in this map. So we need to really quick to get it done. Alright. Beyond that, I'm kind of just going to the areas that have enemies near them, clearing them out as many as I can. And then kind of just destroying everything else as quickly as we can. Because if you do this fast, you'll never have another barrier get created. Alright. Trying to chill us by taking our base, but we're not going to let that happen. Alright. Yeah, that takes care of the troops. Now we just need to take out the other. Sin will be done. Simple as that. Okay, good. That was close. One of them almost got a barrier up, probably. We got... Now we go straight for the enemy keep. In case you didn't notice already, yes, we have changed our setup slightly. We are no longer showing the intros of when you face each individual hero in this mode because, well, to be fair, we see them all multiple times now, and there's always an alternate video you can go to if you've missed it. Including watching our early videos in Hyrule Warriors if you have missed any of the intros. But anyways, this is mostly just for speed, of course, and because it's really annoying having to skip the dialogue each time, otherwise. So sooner the better, ideally. Alright, we get a heart container from Fi, for finishing this. Alright. Beyond this, though, the main thing we're going for is this here Zora mask up top. Of course, we have to use a lot of stuff to get through, particularly the Goron masks that we got from before. There's quite a few uses of Goron masks that are required to be done. I'm going to pick Ganondorf. I feel like he's better in this. I also have his full weapon set up with heart power and hasty attacks, whereas I think Jetra only has heart power on hers. I don't know which one will be quicker though, but not like we care. We can just go through it really quickly. Alright. I'm getting to a point where I'm more concerned about speed rather than which character I defeat in these missions, so didn't not. I'll just go for whichever spot is closer, just because it's quicker that way. Now that I think of it, this particular setup for Ganondorf makes a lot more sense. Because Ganondorf wouldn't want Impa on his team, that's for sure, and he certainly wouldn't want Fi either, so him actually doing that it would make sense. If I was instead playing as Tetra, yeah, I'd probably want them on our side and the enemies. It'd be honored to witness my master's fighting skill firsthand, I think is something that Giriam said just now. It's quite interesting. Your abilities have no effect because you suck, by the way. You're powerless against Ganondorf in this case. Alright. Now we wait. What was that? I did not mean to use that particular attack. I wanted to use Extreme Crush here. That was pretty quick kill though, still. Take out this Dark Fire while we're still here. Alright. My energy is run out. I must retreat. Its strength, it's monstrous. That's, I think, the first time I've seen still say that, too. There's lots of interesting phrases that they can say in some of these missions that are unique to these other missions. All I know is I have a lot of info material, so... Frickin' Ardrock is interrupting our attacks in the meanwhile. I was about to say, just let me kill him already. It's because Ardrock's such a fast boy that he can get to us very quickly. Finally vanished. That was a bit annoying, but we still got it done. You thought you could oppose me? Ha! What a foolish notion. Notion indeed, influenced by thinking they could just oppose Ganondorf like that. Alright. So we have one 4+ weapon to collect, and of course the Zora Mask, which is the main thing we need, and then we will be able to finally go down and get stuff ourselves. And now begins the actual main part of Termina Field, where we're basically now going to do a speed run, and also we get different Majora's powers if we use either Majora's Mask or Mask of Truth. It's dependent on which mask you use, of course. Alright. Final battle! One of these again. Now that it's back to the regular mode of the game, it'll be a bit more trickier to do stuff, and we did skip that one skill one time, but I am catching up with it. Versus skill's not the one, it's KO skill 2. Funnily enough, that's actually one I probably might want on to later now that I think of it, because I need at least certain big KO skills in order to power up my characters, and I noticed that some characters were lacking in those, so maybe using this is actually not a bad idea if I use this on, like, say, the Sia grind mission. I think it'd be a good way to get stuff. Not like I need to use it, but it would help out. Beyond that, we have to play as Fi here, can't skip it. A lot of the original maps, by the way, this is the last map available in the original game, which is another reason why it's has way more solo challenges than what it would otherwise have, making it a bit more difficult. I also forgot Faya's, like, the Giriam skin or whatever, which makes even more sense because I think that was Giriam that was with us as our ally, so now it's basically like there are two Giriams, except one looks more like a Earl Spirit, and the other is actually Giriam. So I think this is going to be a little bit interesting. Also, speaking of which, time for this frickin' mission again. It's not like I've not seen enough turncoat soldiers in my life to know about this. Good grief. These missions tend to be really annoying whenever they come up, simply because they take a long time to do stuff, and because of all the other tricks, sometimes they won't appear until, like, moments later. Like, we've already took out the leaders, and yet... Okay. Okay, so those are the individual enemies that are basically gonna go around attacking us. Can't skip this one. Hey, at least he didn't do super damage to me. That could have been worse. Because I'm so used to using Magic Fountain Plus, I never have enough time to hit one of them with their other stuff. Alright, all that and no turncoat soldier anyway. Good grief. Well, this is gonna be really bad. Oh great, he still has his boosted strafe. Right. Is this one good? Don't let Giriam's forces be wiped out by turncoat soldiers. Oh, finally a frickin' leader. I was about to say that took like forever. While I'm here, let's take out this turncoat soldier so he doesn't do anything silly. And then go to the other keeps that are needed. The reason why I hate this one, I think I've mentioned it multiple times before, is because it's effectively keep capture, which can take a long time. Except, you also have to defeat turncoat leaders as you go, and since they... If you don't know what they are, they could literally be hiding in any of these keeps, so you're pretty much forced to go in a linear order to take them all out until you get all of them. Because this was in an earlier map, though, this is also one of the easier missions, which also explains why those two ones in the back I just cleared out there didn't actually have any turncoat soldiers in it. Alright. I am humbled by your compliment. See, I have to use all three of those. I had to use all three of those chip out and pluses just to get all the leaders gone. Turncoat leaders. Jeez, I can't even say anything properly. Alright, well, that takes care of that problem, and that also took care of the other thing. Because they're actually stuck, I think I'm fine enough to just keep going. All I really need is West Keep, which is over here. And then I can finish the mission. There's our food, now we can go for the boss. This might look scary at first, but more often than not, these guys just die early anyways, and if you're fast, like before, you could not have to take out all the turncoat soldiers. When I first did these missions, I really did not like them. I chose to go fast simply because of needing other stuff. I'm just gonna use regular Extreme Crush strategies on Sia, since Sia has boost. I wanna save Fairy Magic for a tougher boss that might come out. Yeah, okay, good. That was actually faster because I didn't have to use that, so that was convenient. And now time to defeat the Dodongo boy, Boy King Dodongo. Now everybody's coming towards me. Oh, wait, no, no, that would have to be fine. Never mind. They're going to our commander, so we have to be quick now, but that's fine. As long as we are quick, that is. I'm gonna activate this first before using Extreme Crush, just so I can have extra damage. I'm not sure if Fi's the one that could skip this or not. All I know is I don't think she's able to quite weak point break most bosses on her own. Alright. Quick weapon collection thanks to necessarily having to take stuff. Also, note to self, if I speedrun this mission, I could skip the whole right side altogether and just go left to take out the turncoats over there, and now get me through the thing. Not like I care though, I was more focused on getting this weapon, which gives us 2 Goddess Blade, which simply gives us yet another drop we could potentially attain. I didn't see it, but I think there was a decent amount of KO skills there. Hopefully that helps out. And more importantly, we got our Zora Mask, which finally allows us to explore the whole world. Yeah, that's right, folks. The whole world now. So, exploring is now open to us. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna be getting Giriam's level 4 weapon and Fi's level 4 weapon back to back in this one. Clearly. I like the way that's set up. That both of these characters are from Skyward Sword and both of them get their weapons basically within a second of each other. It's cool, but anyways, special skill next. Special skill is next. Then after special skill 2, I'll finally be able to remember which ones are which, and that's when I'll find out if I actually got the ability or not. Which, by the way, I'm going for a medal that you have to use all of the different things at least once. Each of the different other areas, rather, at least once, I guess. I don't know where exactly to go. All I know is this is a Rogue Forces mission, and I do not like these just because of... These could be annoying, rather, simply because of having to protect your allies, and if you refuse to do so, it can be a bit tricky. Of course, it's not like as tough as the protect the save the stranded ally forces missions. And also, Girium's a pretty decent character, so we shouldn't actually have that much problems. I'm more worried about what'll happen afterwards. Oh. Yeah, I need to capture Southern Eastern Tree and Southern Tree. Of course, I don't know which is which, so I'll just take all keeps for now. And also get all the owl statues so I can go towards them. Ooh, that's convenient. And here's why. Because the recruiters are something I also try to kill to stall stuff, and one of them appeared in the exact keep I was going for anyway, which is convenient, because now I can just kill him right there. And that will delay them by quite a bit. Although they will be able to respawn multiple times. If you kill the fiery air floss that's with them, they'll never be able to respawn recruiters. Unfortunately, there's multiple of them, so it's not like we can't stop all of them. The biggest thing we have to watch out for is when it tells them that they are advancing towards a specific enemy. Particularly a recruiter advancing towards these enemy captains. If we don't see that in time and they happen to take them out, then they'll recruit our opponents, and we don't want that at all. Thankfully, it seems the captain you actually have to defeat for that doesn't change, which means since we defeated a Dinofloss there, that means we're going to have to defeat Dinoflosses to save the other boys as well. The game also tells you specifically what they are advancing towards, so you can, so as to help you find which opponents or course you're actually supposed to kill. So in this case, we have to take out all the Dinofloss. One thing I will start doing more in these missions, since you still have to kill the captains to wear out the commanders as well, is in addition to that, I'll also try and take better routes through that, which you might have already seen a little bit of, but I'll do more in these missions, just so that I can also wear out the commander while I'm doing this. Okay, so that should have taken care of all of them. Yeah, okay, I was just making sure the icon popped up. I like how just now the yellow troop is moving. Probably not towards the same spot, probably towards our commander, and that's what the troop needs, so of course we're gonna go out here and stop it. Oh, that's not just a regular troop, that is a young Link as well. Ooh, boy. Our commander would get really screwed if young Link were to get his way, so of course we're gonna stop him. Looks like we have Lana as our opposing commander, or an opponent that we have to take out, rather. She was just talking in the background, like, be careful, that one's no pushover. Oh, what was that? That red character kind of just appeared out of nowhere. Alright. I have a setup for this. Let's set up this. If I'm fast, I'm not sure if I really need to do the same strategy as I do before. Yeah, I'm correct. I was correct about that. What I meant is simply not using the, you know what, the fairy magic. Because, I already take him out apparently so quickly that I can do other stuff. Oh. Apparently the person that was supposed to be there is already dead. Well then, okay. Southeast tree. Wait, that was the attack specialist there. I think the attack specialist actually got that one for us. Well, that's convenient. This is why I save forces, because more often than not, the attack specialist just absolutely destroy the opponents. Unlike the frickin' Vogue forces, or regular line captains that can't seem to do crap. Their morale boost and, of course, attacks. Yeah, attack specialist just allows them to frickin' destroy captains in a matter of minutes. Apparently, Lana must have gotten killed by them, because I didn't see why it would be vanished otherwise. Of course, that means we don't get Lana's materials, not like we need any, since we already have a lot of Lana materials from previous battles. But still, it would have been nice to collect one. Now, because we have to go for the entire map, this one might take a little bit, but it is technically sort of a speed run. Except instead of only clearing the minimum maps required, we have to clear enough maps to, of course, unlock the final mission. But anyway, we get a freebie sort of here. Oh, except we need some bombs and ice arrows. Those are the big things we actually need for searching. So we'll max those out again. Whenever we run out of these from now on, I'll just max them out because it's faster to do so and because we're probably gonna need more than that anyways. Ooh, force double. This time we can actually skip it, not like I care, because this is the 700 enemies before rogue forces do mission. Which is simple, because I could just use the friggin' you-know-what, fairy magic to just cheese it, so I'm not worried at all. I'm more worried really about what will happen in the next mission. Let's see here. Oh, it's a full battle, alright, but there's nothing on it that I need, really. I figure instead of just immediately using Ranks and Spy as a decent weapon, I'll use her anyways, because it doesn't really matter when you can use this, and also we're kind of facing off against our clone. But anyways, more often than not on these maps, all you do is just spam the crap out of this until you get all the KOs you need, and then you're kind of just done after that. Easy and not even hard at all. Okay, I did not see if I could get another one by going up here, but after doing this, I'm switching to Link to then do the same thing with him, and that should finish it off. See, told you, easy. These missions are honestly not really difficult when you have this strat. I figure since I can insta-clear them, may as well. I'll make up for not having the materials by probably farming them in other missions instead. Which, speaking of which, I'm kind of surprised the other character doesn't just do that, because it's way quicker than doing anything else. That's the other 100% runner I'm watching, but of course, I'm not talking about the bad one. It's a guy that's actually done it on a lot of gameplay for quite a bit, so yeah. Okay, we have another whirlpool up beyond that, though, to cancel. Okay, rouse the troops with encouraging words. I don't know what the game means by encouraging, but I hope it's fine. With that in mind, though, we can use whichever character you want, right? We'll just use Sheik and Sia again. You'll be seeing this combination a lot, because these two are some of the fastest characters to speedrun with. The only character that's theoretically faster than him is Lana, simply because Lana has better boss strategies, but I need to level her up before that'll happen. That being said, I will try and get her as high level as possible, because then we'll start using her as the lightning character. But until then, Sheik is probably better to use. But anyways, I didn't see anything in that map, which means all we need is 12 other KOs and we're good, so I think it's probably better to just go for as fast of a strategy as we can go for, which involves just doing what the game tells us to do, defeat the allied troops and defend the base. But before I do that, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, sort of. There's a Giriam I want to take out, so I'll take him out right now. For the materials, of course. And he's dead. Then we'll kind of just quick kill all these bomb chews while dropping down chick fountains as I go. Oh great, it's this one again. At first it looked fine, and then that bomb got chopped up, and now all of a sudden it's not gonna be fine. And here's why, because when the game reduces the strength of your forces and you have allied keeps to protect, if there are any enemies in the keep, then they will just fall extremely fast, and it is very bad, and it's not something you want to deal with. So we're using as much magic to get as much KOs as fast as possible. The goal to stop this, basically get to 1,000 as fast as we possibly can. If we don't do that, then our keeps will fall so fast that we won't even know what happened. So we need to make sure we get KOs as fast as possible. That's fine though, because we need 12 other KOs anyway, so I figure we'll just get these as fast as we can. We also have to pay attention to our keeps falling a bit more. Of course, now, or as we get more of them, our forces get more inspired, and eventually they become very strong. Alright, kill these Skullmasters so they don't take a different keep. And there we go, now Zelda forces are good again. Once they improve their morale, they isn't as bad to defend your keeps, but before that, yeah, you can get screwed in a matter of minutes. Now, about the rest of the thing, I don't think I need to do anything else, so how about I just kill this bomb shoot real quick. And now I can just go straight for the enemy, because there are no other treasures, so really, this is actually a pretty fast mission. The only slowness is having to get the A rank by having to do the extra stuff, but we have to do that on every mission anyway. I'm gonna pop up Material Master while I wait for this. See if I can't get a double material drop from Phi here. Not like I need it. Already have a bunch of Phi's crystals, but I figure we'll do it just for fun. Material Master is definitely one of the best things for material farming. If you do not have that, it'll make material farming a lot more difficult. Being able to double drop a lot of materials is really nice, and that can be combined with a different one as well that makes rare materials easier to find. That is basically gonna be how we're gonna get items like Stone Glint Helms and those annoying Dark Nut Solids and all those kinds of things. Now, since we can kind of use it wherever, we don't necessarily need to use it on every single battle. Alright. Oh, I forgot about the Feint ad, but anyways, also we have an owl statue activated. Oh, alright, now we can't get enough of those. Well, time to buy full of those now. We need lots of Zoromask early on, my gosh. Alright, here's our first giant battle. Or battle with the giants, which are technically also beast battles. Which is a forced solo if we want the A rank. Not like I care. I guess we're using Phi on this. Who has their 4+ weapon? Everybody does now, so it won't be as bad to use specific characters. now we have this one, Special Skill 2. Alright, another 1,200 troops are needed, but to be taken out, but also we need 1,000 keys and a boss key as well, which is located in Town Center Keep, which tells me this is on either the other map or actually it's in Skyloft, never mind me. And it's the Horde. The Horde's missions also tend to be pretty simple. It's basically defeat the enemy captains, except they're more powered up and you have to take out magic stash troops effectively in order to even come close to taking them out, since if you were to not do that, it would just be really difficult to do stuff otherwise. There's a lot of troops here. Let's take them out with Extreme Crush, I mean Magic Fountain Plus. See if I can catch this guy on this combo, or... Okay, that's not the combo I wanted. I wanted the one where she charged, which you saw only a few minutes ago. Because that would have gotten me closer to this. Yep, we still made it. Oh, we have a magic shoot. Alright, here's... Oh, that's not the one. Town Center Keep must be over here then, but that's fine because we need it anyways. Due to needing other stuff. The other one is Goddess Statue, which we don't need yet. Alright. Oh boy, they're already here. Okay, that takes care of the 1,200 KO part. Now we also need the Gold Skulltula, which is simply located on the bridge southwest of the keep we're just in. Or the keep that we're close to, rather, which is actually not that, it's Academy Keep. Thankfully, it's a little while before the Skulltula actually spawns, because more often than not, it gets stuck for a couple minutes before actually telling you. Wait, so because the bridge is southwest, that means it has to be here, because this is the only bridge that I know of. Or no, that's not right, because, wait, I should actually first look at where this keep is, because I've never seen it before. Oh, it is that, but I looked on the right stuff. Beside a tree, actually, found southwest of Statue Keep. Just as I thought, I looked at the 3DS one. The one I looked at is actually the location of it in the 3DS version. Seems I've made that mistake more often than not. But there's our tree, so that's where our Skulltula will be hiding. Thank goodness they give you plenty of time to get this, otherwise it'd be much more impossible to get. Speaking of which, if those Skulltulas appear at the wrong times, it can get really difficult to do stuff. Alright. Even just getting to level 80 seems to help a lot in terms of defending against these later enemies, and I actually... So, I mentioned there's a grind mission that, I was a bit worried about because last time I took a lot of damage and had other stuff get dropped. But I just realized there's actually an extra safety strategy I could do for said mission, so I'll actually be doing a couple of extra missions, not necessarily to get other stuff done, but to get what is known as the other stuff. Oh, that's the summoner. I don't want to kill that because he's just going to keep on coming back infinitely. I actually want is that one. There we go. He's dead. Alright, so Town Center Keep is actually more around here, which they actually showed off anyways. Oh, there's our summoner. Alright, so we have to kill this guy if we want the Darknet to take out. Oh wait, that's probably the funniest name setup in the history of this game. the fact that because dark enemies don't change and other stuff, the reaction results in you getting dark dart as a possible enemy. It's just so ironic to say. Very funny. Alright. Now... Because this is also the Majora's Mask map, there will be extra spots on enemies or whatever, or rather they'll be wearing a different costume. Usually they keep the same costume all the time, but Twilight map changes it out so they actually are wearing the one weapon by default as if to confuse you. But it isn't just another thing too, they also gain the attacks of an alternative character, so for one of the other characters we fought, I guess we didn't see it necessarily, but one character was using a book, and one instance is that will actually use Ganondorf's swords rather than his own swords. And it tends to get really confusing. That only happens in the Twilight Field map, but they added some characters with that same costume here anyways, though in this map, because this is Majora's Mask, they're wearing a different mask usually instead, which is also why Pam was wearing that particular mask, because that is what he has in that other mission. Although I haven't done much research, I know enough to figure out that I probably won't be able to insta-kill a lot of bosses without at least one of those special effects. So, I always do a little bit of combo damage to them, ideally as fast as possible, and then might have to use up to 1 or 2 free specials to actually KO them. Which is a bit annoying, but that's just the way some characters work. They just can't all take out the giant bosses that quick. But anyway, we got our heart container, which is the important part, so we don't have to redo this mission later. And we got our first of many giant item cards. Okay, that was definitely a lot of KO skills, so I can tell that we did use that effect. But now we move on to the next one, which is Guard Bearer. This is a very special item card. There are only 4 hidden around Termina. Use all 4 on the clock down search screen to reveal a hidden map square. So that's how we go to that. Oh, remember this mission, which we skipped? Well, I'll tell you why we skipped this, because this is a rupee competition, and rupee competitions take a decent amount of time, so that's the only reason why I skipped it. That being said, there is something I can show off here that's not actually part of the thing. I've actually showed this off a bit. I don't need to do this. But I like to use Rupee Festival on these levels, because it makes your rupee drops go way up, and it helps a lot. I'm not going to actually use you, by the way. I'm going to use a character that at least I know has rupees, which Sia does. So we're going to use Sia. We may use our other character a bit, but for the first bit, we'll just be using Sia. It's just simpler. But yeah, it's pretty obvious. These missions can't be speed up. Some of them take a pretty long time, and it can also be kind of tedious to complete anyway. So it all results in something that we don't like, more often than not. This one I'm probably kind of do it kind of in a mixed strategy. Well, start by first speed running to get the first half done as soon as possible, and then basically what we want to do is go around the map. Every time we see a rupee captain, we want to kill it, because each time a rupee captain is killed, you get a ton of rupees from it. You can actually use these as ways to farm up skills because of that. you can defeat other opponents and do other stuff. And then you get these fairy hunters as well. If you defeat one of them and pick up said fairy, you get even more rupees. And after that, rupees kind of just take off after that. It's really crazy how fast it is. Now, of course, these guys are a bit annoying to take out, so more often than not, you do want to take them out. Don't really have the best strategy for taking out Wizros, though, which are already a very trolly character to take out. So I think I'm going to quickly kill each of these guys once. More often than not, I like to kill at least some of these guys, because they do a lot of damage. Alright. This is both to knock them off the map and to stop them from being super annoying. Oh, and the rupee thief as well needs to go. Right. And of course, as you get later into the game, they start summoning more stuff, but really, there's not much you need to really do in this map. All you really need to do is basically play the game of Captain Attack or whatever. Basically, this is a take out all the enemy captains, except there are also fairy hunters and other stuff you want to take out first, too, because obviously if you let them get them, then the opponents, or rogue forces rather, will become even more powerful. So the sooner you can do it, the better. It's also not a bad idea to get rid of some of these dark Wizros. While they are kind of difficult to defeat, each time you get one defeated, you steal rupees from them, and not only that, but you get other stuff. Of course, the giant bosses are a little bit different. Instead of getting the same rupee kills that you did before, they're actually on the rogue forces side instead of them being on the red side, which means they can actually get rupees of their own. Which means when you see one, you more often than not want to kill it as soon as possible, which I'm about to do now. Of course, frickin' Wizard had to come right behind me at the last second. The reason why that's annoying is because it got rid of my Dark Rings. I tell you, man, sometimes Dark Wizard can just be really annoying, but I didn't think he would do that. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna kill you from that. You're not escaping. I'm gonna let you, I'm just going to take you out, buddy. You also have to pay attention to when they fight with a fairy hunter, because if you don't stop them, then they get even more difficult. Okay, that was a good steal there, about 500 rupees a pot. Okay, this is the fairy... Okay, he was actually fighting with the fairy hunter that was already pretty close by. Alright. And yeah, that's about it. Really all it is just go around and kill all the individual captains. I think more often than not, this becomes a better way to, like, as an alternative to farming resources, because each time you kill a series of captains, more show up. Every time you kill those captains, more show up, and you can keep on chaining that pretty much infinitely until the mission's over. And that's basically the best thing these competitions are there for. Other than rupees, of course, which you get a ton from these levels. I don't actually need any more magic for these guys in specific. Let's see if I can't get a weak point break on this Stark Wizro. I'm kind of often and not mixed with these missions. Sometimes I will go for the Dark Wizros, other times I'll just ignore them. It really depends on what mood I'm feeling in. More often than not, you want to avoid them if you're low level, but I'm strong enough to the point where I can easily take them out and not really worry too much. And we do need their materials anyways, though I'm not sure how much of these materials we need. Of course, if it was an easier captain, I might go more aggressive against it, but Wizrael is not someone who I can go aggressive with. So I'll just go around taking out all the rupee captains we can. Because each time we take them out, more of them reappear afterwards. And yeah, we kind of just get a lot of rupees after that. If you defeat enough forces in a set time, which you saw just happen there, they will tell you that the forces are now exhausted and they will get even easier to kill. Beyond that, more often than not, you kind of just want to take out every single rupee captain you can find. Because not only do they give you more rupees and other stuff overall, but they give you their materials while you're doing this. You can use this as a way to farm materials, which is, like I said, the main thing these missions are good for, which is nice. Whether or not you want to take out the dirt hills, that's really up to you. If you have good setups, yeah, you could kill them. Actually, I think if I have time, I'm gonna drop magic here and try and kill all of them right now. See if that'll work. Magic is, of course, for the haste. Okay, we got 2 of them at the very end there for some extra materials, but didn't necessarily get them all. We got some gold materials in there, which is probably the main thing I need from Wiswell. I actually have enough of his robes to where I think I can max out all the characters now, but I do need his ring a bit more, so I got at least something. Yeah, that was, of course, to try and take them out. Whether or not you want to take them out is really based off of a strategy. If you have a weak character, you don't want to take them out. If you need their materials, of course you want to take them out, because then you can use it as a material farm as well. Beyond that, pretty simple. That's the only reason why I initially didn't do them, is because I didn't want to waste time on a mission that takes a set amount of time, when the map was potentially going to reset and then force me to do it again, so that actually also explains the reason why I did the first mission, which is the middle one on Termina Field, 2 times in a row. It was simply because I knew the map would reset and I have no time to get anywhere else, so I did whatever the quickest mission was, just to get it over with. Oh boy, I didn't think there would be the 2 competitions back to back, but there is. Oh boy, looks like we're doing 2 competitions back to back, which means back to the taking out of the rogue forces strategy. I remember last time I talked to you guys about skipping our stuff. Okay, so we used item power up on a off screen, so guard breaker is next, and it's actually not a bad idea to have it anyways, because you can't actually break these guys' guard normally anyway, so using this allows us to interrupt their attacks, whereas if we didn't use that, we wouldn't be able to. What am I gonna use this time? See, you already had your share of glory. I'm gonna use Sheik this time. It's not any different. It's still gonna be pretty easy. If anything, it's kind of annoying that we have to do 2 competitions in a row just to get to the easier side of things, which is a bit awkward, but what can you do sometimes? One thing I will do is try and take up, rather than trying to go for magic, try it, just use Material Master and try and defeat Darunia and some of the rogue forces before the time there ends. Because not only do I want to get his drops, but I also want to get some of the other character drops as well, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll use him as a way to get full magic. Not grouped yet, so I'm gonna wait a bit. Nice, okay. We got at least 1 extra. I'll see if I can't get another one as well. I'll use magic here to weaken them first. And then basically do the same thing as we did last time. Try and take out all the yellow characters as fast as possible. Break out of that. Okay, I guess I got the main ones that I wanted, which was the enemies on there. Okay, the next thing I need is look for magic, like that. So we can go into magic and really destroy them. This is a big thing you need, of course. because the sooner you get this out, the better it'll be. Okay. From the looks of it, only Impa is the commander there. Because this is such an early game mission, there's only one hero to deal with rather than two, so yeah, of course it's going to be significantly easier. It's just really annoying that we have to sit through this at all. Oh, there's some giant bosses. Let's take care of them. Can't actually deal with the doggo in the same way we usually do due to being able to use Extreme Crush, so I'm actually going to let this run out and then... Oh, right. Okay, well, he gave me a freebie, so I guess I don't need to use magic at least. Thank you for that. Again, your kindness is really appreciated when you can just open your mouth right away, because otherwise I would have to Extreme Crush it to death. Well, we got that done. Let's try and get back into magic again. More often than not, the more you stay in magic, the easier these missions will be. The big reason why you want them to be... Oh, also, Guard Breaker is also taking effect. I might actually use Guard Breaker on the second mission too, because it's really convenient for certain strats. Alright, now we go over here. Take out the other King Dodongo, who ever so conveniently also opened his mouth very quickly. I didn't see if I got that one fast enough. Okay, good. Because King Dodongo is slower than the other bosses, I guess I was still able to get that in time, thank goodness. Alright, let's pick up his magic so we can stay in here for a bit more. Take out all these Hylian Captains. Well, if I need Hylian Captain materials, I think I know where to come, because, oh my gosh, there's like so many of them. Oh, and of course, since we're in that other thing or whatever, I forget what it is. We can do the giant bomb strategy to kill enemies. This is the one thing that makes these missions cooler than the regular ones, because... Let's use this to get back to magic. Anyway, when you play this mission, you get access to the giant bomb spamming, which is a really cool strategy that works pretty well on most characters. Effectively, all you really do is kill a captain around an opponent and then simply find whichever area has the most troops in it. And then you kind of just spam giant bombs over and over again. Because more often than not, that's the fastest way to kill opponents in this. So now that we've taken out most of the captains, this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of this battle. So I hope you will get used to hearing that noise for a bit, because we're probably going to be hearing it for a little bit. The only time we'll take breaks is when stuff like this happens, where a captain appears, because then we'll go and first take out that captain. I can't do other stuff. Of course, we do still have to deal with the usual problems, which includes when they defeat 300 troops, they will gain more morale, though that won't seem to do much since we already have a lot of strength in those missions. I'm gonna start taking them out over here rather than going over to the side, because there tends to be, more often than not, quite a bit of them here. Since there's not really any captains left to go for, I'll just go for that instead. I saw some magic. Let's pick that up as our next magic. Let's see here. There it is. Let's get that and go back into this. You can't use Material Master in these while you have magic, so more often than not, if you want to use Material Master, you have to use it at the very beginning of the mission rather at the end, so that you can get other stuff. Of course, I did went. Also, you did see also I went for Termina first. That is actually kind of important to do, specifically, because if you do not do that, and the enemies kill them, that's one less material that you can potentially get. So, of course, we use out to make sure that doesn't happen. Good. Beyond that, these missions are pretty easy. Whereas the rupee missions were for farming experience and rupees and other stuff, and these are exclusively for farming experience, hence why they're KO competitions, because you need to KO to get rupees, and so these end up being the best missions for that. Of course, I say that, we haven't really gotten access to a giant bomb yet. Maybe I missed where it is, but... Okay, there we go, I found one finally. It's go around this area. Good grief, Impa is showing up super fast, or at least faster than she usually does. Alright, let's keep going. This on. It feels so amazing to just hear this for like 5 minutes at a time or whatever. Because really, this is all you have to do to take these guys out. Okay, there's some Howling Captains I should probably get materials from, so I'll take them out next. These guys more often than not, by the way, for some reason like running towards a different side. Like, I think they would attack more, but they don't. They just like skipping other stuff. Which means not only are they weak in like the regular game, but they're also like here too. To be fair, they are one of the easiest captains to kill because they hardly do any attacks to begin with. And this mission, more often than not, they just completely forget what they're supposed to do. Which is always interesting because you think they would be more keen to attack you. But because of that, they actually were able to kill that one because literally it was just running away. Or I guess the term is, these ones were cowards. They did not want to face it. Which, I don't know why you wouldn't want it. What? Are you really that afraid of a ninja who isn't even, like, real, like, a ninja who just... I'm guessing they just know they'll get destroyed by Sheik, so they intentionally run to because that's what they have to do. But still, it's kind of a bit annoying and kind of silly at the same time. But anyways, that KO competition is now done. Hopefully we don't see any more of those for a bit, at least until we go further in, because that one did take a bit. With that in mind, though, we're basically done with this part of the map. Oh, also, this is where things start to get interesting, because if you go into this half of the map, you can't actually even advance to certain levels until you get a Deku Mask. So you actually have to get other stuff before you can even get other stuff over there. I almost forgot that you needed a Deku Mask for this, but that's fine. We can actually just go for this giant up top next. This is where we'll probably start progressing. So, I hope you, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!